All right, feet together, hands at your sides, and bow. Okay, this week we're working on one-step self-defenses. All right, so what I want to do first, besides doing a few basics, is I want to go through those techniques that are required for the beginner one-steps. Make sure that we're practicing on both sides. One of the things we should try to do on our own when practicing, especially the beginner ones, is both our stronger side and our weaker side, and putting more emphasis on the weaker side. Okay, but we'll get to that more in a little bit. All right, so let's start off with some natural blocks. So right hand up. Okay, all right. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Switch hands. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Switch hands again. Alternate on each count. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. All right, shake that off. All right, feet together, hands on the hips. Okay, key and getty, groin kicks, right leg first. Alternate on each count. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. This transmitter from my microphone is falling off. All right. Okay. Consensu getty, knee kicks, right leg first, alternate on each count. Make sure you turn and look where you're kicking. Hammer fist on that same side. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Good. All right. So our beginner one steps are blocks and punches, but they lead us into the advanced one steps against the punches. Okay, so let's just work on those techniques, and we're going to do those right from our horse stance, kiba dach. So get that stance out wide, sit down in that stance. Okay, all right, right hand up. Okay, we're going to start off with our groin blocks. Okay, then we'll do inside blocks, then face blocks. All right, here we go. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Inside blocks. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. And face blocks. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Okay. Now, stomach punch or chest punch. Chudanzuki. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Groin punch. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. And face punch. Ish, ni, san, chi, go, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Okay. Yame, shake that off. Okay. Let's just put those together now in combinations as we would for our one steps. All right. We're going to practice these by doing our blocks in the reverse side, all right, or the opposite side of the leg that we're stepping with. Okay. And this will get you into the habit of doing them that way for your basic one steps, your beginner one steps. All right. So let's start off with our inside block stomach punch. Okay. So we're going to step with our left, block with our right, and then punch with our left. All right. And then we're going to come back. We're going to do 5 going to the left, 5 going to the right. All right. Here we go. Stepping left, blocking right. And it's a block, then a punch. Ish. And back. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay. Now to the right. Step right, block left. Ish. Knee. San. Chi. Go. All right, very good. All right, let's move on to face block, face punch. So reverse face block with a face punch. We'll go left, block with the right. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Very good. All right. Go to the right, block with the left. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay. Now groin block, groin punch. Step left, block right. Groin block, groin punch. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay, step right, block left. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay, very good. All right, so we now have the basics down for the beginner one steps against the 3 primary punches: stomach, face, and groin. All right. Now, we try to practice this and get ourselves conditioned, one, to recognize which side our attacker is punching from so that we can react what it would be the best way for us. All right, so we practice that we're going to step with that parallel side, so that if they're punching with the right, I'm going to step with my left. And when I make my block, whether it's a groin block, inside block, or face block, I'm blocking them and closing them off to me, getting out of range of their other hand. Okay. Does it have to be done that way? No. All right. I could go the opposite way, that if they punch with their right and I can step to the right and block with my left, I'm opening them up. Okay. Is that a bad thing? No. All right, because I still have something I can do, especially in these beginner ones. All right. In time, you will get better. You'll be able to recognize things faster. and be able to react accordingly. Okay? Now, it is important that we try to get used to blocking and closing them off, because that leads us into the advanced one steps. Okay? All right. So we're almost going to be doing the same thing now, except we're going to complete the full beginner one-step self-defense. All right. Where they're different from what we just did is that between the block and the strikes, the counter strikes, I should say, we are grabbing our attacker. We're grabbing their arm, their striking arm. Okay? And that helps lead us into the advanced one steps. All right. So we're going to start with our defense against the stomach punch. And we try to explain this, that there's two parts to the block and two parts to the punch. All right. Every one of these starts with a natural block. Okay. Because in reality, we don't know where our attacker is punching. Okay. That natural block protects everything from the groin to the head. Boom, right here. Here's one. Once I know where it's going, now I can finish my block, inside block, face block. All right. So on. All right. So that's where there's two parts to the block. All right. Now, we're going to start with the stomach punch, stepping to the left, blocking to the right, and then we're going to turn our hand over as though we're grabbing their arm, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab that arm, and we pull that in and execute a face punch, stomach punch, two stomach punches, two face punches. It doesn't matter as long as there's a combination of two. Okay? All right. So the full thing will be stepping to our left, blocking with our right, grab, punch, punch. All right. So we're going to do 5 times to the left, 5 times to the right. Remember, every time it's a reverse block to get into that habit. All right. So each time it's block, grab, punch, punch. Here we go. Eesh. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay. Now to the right. Block to the left. Eesh. Knee. San. Chi. And go. Okay. Very good. All right. Now, let's move on to defense against the face punch. All right. So we're going to do that block. Once we block, we grab. And same thing, punch, punch. Okay? We can grab and pull in if we want. Okay? Don't have to, but we can. All right. So 5 times to the right, block with the right. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay. Now to the right. All right, working on face punches. All right. Each. Knee. San. Chi. And go. Okay, very good. All right, let's move on now to basic defense against the groin punch. Okay, now this one, we're actually changing the orientation of our arms. The other two, both blocks were up block. All right. This one we're doing a down block. All right. Okay. 5 times left, 5 times right. Each. Turn that hand over and grab. Okay. So when you make that hand turn over to grab, here's your block. Basically, get used to putting the palm out like this, and the arm will fall right into your grip. All right. Knee. San. Chi. And go. Okay. Now to the right. Step right, block left. Ish. Knee. Go. Roke. Okay. All right, very good. Now, for those of you that have been working on Seiin Shen Kata with me over the last few months, that grab is very similar to something that we do in Seiin Shin. Okay? All right. Here, hand comes up, hand turns over and pulls in for the strike. The only thing is not a reverse block, it's the same side, but it's the same arm motion. That applies to the face and to the chest as well as to the groin. Okay? My biggest emphasis when working on these beginner one steps is that grab of the attacker's arm between the blocks and your strikes. You're taking control of your attacker, which is very important when moving on into the advanced one steps. Okay. Often people get hung up with the one for the groin block. All right. But if you just work on this motion of block and turn the palm out, okay, your hand will open up and their arm will fall right into here where you want it. Okay? Now, let's just go through where the differences are between the beginner and the advanced. The beginner ones, after we grab, we're throwing 2 punches, and then that's it. Okay? So the advanced ones, we're going to do something different after the grab. All right? So let's just work on, right now, one-step self-defense advanced against the chest punch. It's the same block and grab. Okay? So I grab them and I pull them in. I'm now going to let go with this hand immediately for 2 strikes where my hand slides right up the arm to the throat. Okay? And this is one of only a couple of times ever that we teach you to stick the thumb out in an open hand technique. Okay? You're going to be striking the throat with this part right here. Comes in right up against the throat, as though you were going to choke them. Okay? Now, when we practice this with a partner, all right, Sensei Paul, Sensei Mary Lou, this is a controlled strike. All right? We have to practice control. All right? Because you're striking somebody in the throat. All right? If you're hitting them hard, all right, you can injure them if you actually make contact. So that's why we must learn control. But everything we do, we must learn control. We have to recognize when we need to stop. Okay? It's that failure to stop that gets us into bad situations, really bad situations. Okay, I'm sure you can figure out what I'm talking about. Now, we used to practice this in Galway. Sensei Kyle can tell you, by using a palm heel strike to the chest, which was right on the microphone. Okay, which that has its effects, but it is not as effective as actually striking to the throat. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to step inside block, grab, pull to the power position, and then 1, 2. Okay? 2 strikes to the throat. Okay? There's more after that, but I want to get you into this next step. All right? So going left, blocking right. Okay? Here we go. Each block, grab, pull, strike, strike, and come back. Okay? That's what we're doing. Knee. San. Chi. And go. Okay, now step to the right, block with the left. Eesh. Screwed myself up. Okay, knee. San. Chi. And go. Okay, very good. All right. So let's move on to the advanced, beginning stages of the advanced one step against the face punch. Same step and block. Step, block, grab. Now, rather than pulling that arm in, I'm going to hold it up there, and my rear leg is going to throw 2 roundhouse kicks to the midsection. Now, depending on how big you are and how big your attacker is, those could be 2 knees to the midsection. Okay? But we will practice this with a roundhouse kick. Okay? So it's step, block, grab, roundhouse, double roundhouse. All right, let's go 5 times left, 5 times right. All right, here we go. Eesh. Knee. San. Chi. And go. All right, now let's step to the right and block left. All right. Eesh. Knee. San. Chi. And go. All right. Very good. All right. Now, rather than going on to what we do with the groin block, I want to work a little bit on what we do with our defense against the front snap kick. This also applies to our defense against the side kick. Okay. All right. Now, depending on what leg they're kicking with determines which way you're turning here. Because with this one, or these two actually, you want to close off your attacker. You want to strike them or block them, redirect them, whatever you want to call it, to a position where their back is to you. All right? So, basically, if they're kicking with their right, you're going to turn right. If they're kicking with their left, you're going to turn left. All right? This is a very simple turn, very simple block. All right? So we're going to work on their kicking with their right leg. We're turning right. In this case, our left foot stays where it is. It's going to be our pivot point. All right? The hinge side of the door. We're going to turn 90 degrees, no more, and slide into a horse stance. Now, the arm that's on that hinge side or pivot side, that's your leading arm. It's going to swing out. Now, it doesn't need to swing way out. It just needs to swing out enough to make contact with the leg and make it go past you. Okay? Pushing it way out here doesn't help you anymore. So we just need to go to here. Now, to help you, well, shall we say, avoid injury, initially I like to teach it where you put, one, always put your hand in a fist. Don't do this with open fingers. Make a fist. Block with the palm out, so you're striking them with the meaty side of the arm. As you get better at this and can execute it better, you'll actually have the palm facing the back, and you're going to strike with the bone side. Okay? This method is meant to break the leg. All right? But for now, we're just diverting. So, left foot is going to stay where it is. Turn and slide back into horse stance and push the arm out. Okay? In this case, your left arm. Okay? Well, let's do it 5 times that side. Here we go. Each. Knee. Okay? Don't swing the arm out. Just push it a little bit. Knee. San. Chi. And go. Okay? All right. Let's go the other way now. All right. So we're turning to the left. Right foot stays still. Right arm blocks. Each. All right. And as you're pushing that arm out there, put some force into it. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Okay. Very good. All right, shake that off. All right. So, those are the beginnings, or the beginner 1 steps against punches, beginnings of working on the advanced ones, as well as working on our defense against front snap kicks and side kicks. Okay. With the kicks, it does matter more that you turn or step the correct way. All right. With the punches, it doesn't. So keep this in mind that when you're testing, all right, if you practice this enough, you'll know when you made a mistake. For instance, you opened them up rather than close them up. I don't want you to stop what you're doing on the test and ask to do it again. I want you to finish. All right? And if what you did does not appear to be effective, all right, we'll ask you to do it again. All right? Like I said, especially with the beginner ones, it doesn't matter. All right? The only place it does matter is when we're working on our advanced ones. So getting into the habit of closing them off, all right, is better than getting into the habit of opening them up. But regardless, whether you're doing an advanced one or a beginner one, on a test, do not stop. Keep going. If we want to see it again, we'll ask to see it again. And sometimes if you do it really good, we'll ask to see it again, just to make sure that we saw what we saw. Okay? All right. We're going to continue working on one steps in advanced class at 8 o'clock for those of you that want to join us. Some things coming up. Super Summer Seminars is going online. All right. And rather than being the last week in June, it's going to be, I believe, July 18th and 19th. All right. I just got information on it today. I'm going to be putting that out there. Excellent training opportunity. 2 full days of training with all kinds of topics. All right. And it's $35, I believe. All right. Normally the conference altogether in person for the whole weekend is about $200 plus your room and board. All right. This is an excellent learning opportunity. I highly recommend it. So in the next day or two, I will be publishing information about that, along with the Bailey's tournament, virtual tournament coming up. We have decided to cancel the Northeast Open, which was supposed to be in August. We are looking at options of doing a virtual version of this tournament with breaking, kata, and weapons. All right. We've already had a couple people do some breaking tournaments. There's another one coming up around the 4th of July. We're using that as our format for the breaking. And we're looking at this tournament from Bailey's that's coming up as the format for kata and weapons. We will most likely be doing the Golden Eagle Challenge scheduled for September, virtually as well, using something like Zoom, possibly Microsoft Teams. We're looking at all of our different options. As soon as I have the information, I'll pass that on to you. All right. It's not so much about having the competitions this year, but about that continued interaction with our friends from other schools. Okay, so please keep that in mind as these things come up. Use them as an opportunity to better yourself as a martial artist. Okay, all right, we have advanced class at 8 o'clock. So feet together, hands at your sides, and bow. All right.
We hope you enjoyed this video. We want you to enjoy all of our videos. We hope that you learn from our instructional videos, are entertained by our demonstrations, and you celebrate our competition and tournaments. Please subscribe to our Golden Eagle Martial Arts channels. And after subscribing, ring the bell down below to make sure you receive notifications when we post new content. Some of our instructional videos are unlisted and can't be found on our channels. You can view those videos by becoming a member of our website, www.jimakarate.com. We look forward to more teaching and entertaining and hope that you will join us. Have a great day.